G'day, we're Brad and Haley, and today we're heading into a secret spot that's been on our radar for years. We recently ordered a bunch of parts off eBay to give our cruiser a much needed birthday, so join us in this episode as we shake down our upgrades and experience a wild weekend of back to basics camping. Those clouds look very ominous.
So we're just...
Alright, we have just pulled off the M1 and you wouldn't know it. All you can hear is birds singing, the sun's out, it's a beautiful day, but look at the bushland. I love the East Coast and it's about a 15-minute drive into our destination, which is Pebbly Beach. So there's a bit of a cool four-wheel drive track in and it's a place that we've always wanted to go. So, you keen, Patsy?
Very keen.
What's in store for us at Pebbly Beach, do you reckon?
I reckon fishing, camping on the beach, swimming in the creek, paddleboarding, just an all-around good time. An all-around good time and all the things we love. So anyway, about a 15k dirt road track in, bit of soft sand as I said, so we'll let our tyres down and get into it. Drive so far. We have just gotten to sand though, and I think we missed the point where we should have stopped and let our tyres down, so we're just going to start driving until we find another point. Hopefully it doesn't get too soft and we can find somewhere to let the tyres down soon. Yeah, it's not too bad at the moment. We're still in a fair bit of brush, but it looks like it might open up here. Here we go. Yeah, we can let them down here. Beautiful. I'm definitely going to let them down because there is a tidal crossing, and if I know anything about tidal crossings, it's that you don't want to get stuck there, especially when the tide comes in. So we'll definitely let some breeze out here. Perfect. Is this person already bogged? Alright, not a great start. Bog's coming out with a jet ski, Timmy. We might be here a while, Patsy. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So there's a few to follow you. Okay. Yeah. Alright, finally. We've had boats, we've had jet skis, we've had caravans. Finally, it's our turn.
It's our turn to go through the soft sand entry. It actually doesn't look too bad, but old mate's just dug
I've chopped it off a bit here.
2 metre deep holes. Oh mate, tow the van through that. Fair dinkum. I don't know how they got stuck there, but it seems to be a common theme between P-platers and 40 PSI.
Yeah, they don't let the tyres down.
Look at this, it's so windy out here. But the water still looks mint, so when the wind drops off, I reckon this place is going to be like paradise. It's only about I don't know, 2 minutes. I can see our campground. I can see the casuarinas, which we'll be camped under. And it's low tide in about half an hour. So we've come right at low tide because there is a tidal creek up here we've got to cross. And it's about 0.3 of a metre of a tide. So we're going through with basically as little water as you could possibly have. Well, we're down in the inlet that we need to cross, and we just saw what not to do and what to do when crossing this creek. So there's a certain line, and old mate that just went through brought water over his bonnet, but there's a Luxie here it's just coming through, and it's probably just up past his tyre. So The base feels really good, so we're not worried about getting stuck. It's not like quicksandy.
And it's still half an hour to low tide, so we're gonna wait till dead low tide.
Dead low tide and cross over. Alright, it is 4:30, low tide right on the dot. This is going to be the world's slowest creek crossing. Watching the people run through, anyone who has any sort of speed, just washes all up under the body, in through the chassis. But if you just crawl through in like first gear, low range, it barely comes up the tyres. So it'll take me 15 minutes to get across the creek, but at least I won't have water all up in my chassis and all in the brakes and everything. So actually going through the deepest part right now, and it's barely up to my rim.
Well, we made it across the creek. We are on campsite 2 and it's absolutely stunning. Like, we literally can see the beach. We've got this huge area here. We've just backed on, Tim's backed on.
Mate,
look at us go.
We've got no neighbours yet, so that's always good. But come and have a look at the beach. This is what our front door looks like. Keep in mind it's blowing 50 kilometers an hour right now from the north, so pretty washed out at the moment, but can't complain still.
How good's this?
It's burning in my brain to give the brakes and just those bits that got a dip in the water with some fresh, because we carry about 70 litres of water on us, and that's more than enough for the few days that we're going to be camping here. So I'll give ours and Timmy's car a bit of a rinse off just to look after him. All right, well, here she is. She's made it into Pebbly Beach and the old girl has had a bit of a refresh. So yeah, as we spoke on in the last episode, we pretty much overhauled the suspension and the lights. So we ordered a bunch of gear off eBay. Yeah, we're really happy with how it's all come out. So we're doing a bit of a shakedown at the moment, and we've got to put about 500 to 1,000 kilometers on the suspension before we can go off and continue our travels, because as the suspension sort of works in and loosens up, so do the bolts. So we've got to get all the bolts checked before we go taking off with the van again. But I thought I'd just run through quickly what we've done to it. And starting off with the lights got a full LED refresh, which I am just loving. We've only had to drive at night a few times now, but they are, I'm not even exaggerating, probably 10 times brighter than the old halogen globes we used to have in here. They're pretty simple to retrofit. Like, the plug was the same, I didn't have to change anything. So yeah, new globes, new Parker lights, new spotties up the front too. So these are a bit of a hybrid spot slash spread beam, and the color of the light that comes out of them is so much nicer on the eye. The old spotties we had, they were very blue to the eye, but these ones got a bit more of a yellow tinge, which is a lot nicer for driving at night. And they're not crazy bright that they're illuminating street signs and reflecting back at you, but they're bright enough that you can see exactly what you need to. So they are great. I'm loving them. They're a little bit smaller than our last one, so we get a bit more airflow up front. And yeah, I didn't end up changing out the light bar. I just polished the clear protectors on the light bar. They were yellowing, and that was probably diffusing a fair bit of light. So that got a bit of a polish, and that's working great still. And I also changed out the fog lights. So I think I've been told by 5 people that my fog lights were broken and the glass had come away from the actual unit, like the seal had perished. So finally, I've replaced the fog lights as well, and they look great. They're LED as well. I think they just retrofitted in there really nicely. I didn't have to really stuff around too much, just connect a few wires. And yeah, so the lights have been great. and a suspension. So yeah, we had leaking shocks, we had sagging springs, we had flogged out bushing in the leafs. So we've overhauled all that. It's still 2-inch lift, have gone a little bit heavier in the rear with the leafs, and that's just because we carry a little bit of weight. And I found that our old leaf springs, once we'd get up to sort of a certain weight carrying limit with our water, because we carry like 70 litres of water on this thing, and especially when we had our boat in Western Australia, we noticed that it would sag a little bit. So just gone a little bit heavier in the rear to counteract any sort of weight carrying stuff in there. And yeah, the shockies, so 4 new shockies, and they've been really good. They're a bit softer than our last ones, which is nice because, as you might know, the old Cruiser, she's a pretty rough ride as it is. So with the lights, I've gone pretty much middle of the range, especially these spotties. You can spend like over $1,000 on spotlights, or you can spend less than $200 on spotlights. We've sort of gone that middle of the range. It's a good cost for performance, and that's the good thing about eBay. You can choose a bunch of different brands, and you can also choose like suspension components or light components that suit your budget. So we've gone quality shocks, middle of the range there. Yeah, you can get all that stuff on eBay. It's so convenient. Like I said, we ordered like a plethora of parts, and we just got them all sent to the one place. This trip will be a great test for all the different bits and pieces that we've installed on the Cruiser. And if you're interested in any of the parts that we've grabbed off eBay, we'll leave links to them in the description. But in the meantime, we've got a few more days here, so let's go and enjoy the lovely Pebbly Beach. Well, shortly after getting set up, we decided to go for a bit of a squiz around the rest of the campground to see what everything was like, and we thought we had a pretty good spot. We had a bit of shelter there from the northerly wind, and she was howling this afternoon, but after a quick walk around, we realized we were in a pretty good position within close proximity to the creek and also the ocean compared to the campsites at the northern end of the campground. But it's just a pretty beautiful afternoon regardless of the wind, and we enjoyed a beautiful first night under the stars. After an unsuccessful morning fishing, I returned to camp empty-handed just in time for a morning dip with the team. It doesn't get much better than this. A low wind morning, sun shining, crystal clear water, and heading into summer, it was quite a nice refreshing dip here. Well, it's been a pretty sweet day here at Pebbly Beach. That creek is just insane on a high tide, but as you can see there behind us, we're about to get hit with some bad weather. And usually we have a nice caravan to retreat to, but today we are gonna cop it head on under canvas in the swag. So we're gonna batten down the hatches and wait for this thing to pass over. But yeah, she's looking pretty gnarly. Those clouds look very ominous.
All right guys, we weathered the storm, but there seems to be another one coming. So we're gonna try and cook dinner before the rain comes back through, but we've got burgers tonight. Now, we have a bit of a burger special. We don't get any fancy patties or spices or anything like that. We literally just get mince, we squish it into a patty, we put salt and pepper on it, and that'll do. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. Also, how hard has it been camping out of the caravan? Like, we have forgotten so many things. Luckily, we have Tim here with us and he's just been lending us stuff all day, every day, which has been very good. But I can literally see lightning out there right now. But anyway, hopefully we get these burgers done before the rain comes. We'll watch the storm roll through, and then fingers crossed that tomorrow will be a good day so that we can do paddleboarding and fishing and swimming and all the rest of it, because that creek and this beach here, this whole campground is just absolutely magic. So hopefully tomorrow is a good day.
Storm coming in, Patsy.
We're not quick enough. The storm has arrived. We are getting blown on with rain. The lightning's happening. It's not good.
It's been somewhat of a disaster cooking segment, but we're making do. We've got burgers, and then we're going to bed.
We've got burgers at storms, but spirits still high.
This is why we have a caravan, darling. Well, that was a pretty rough night's sleep. It was not a good night. But anyway, you're soon to forget when you have mornings like this. And I've just walked up onto this cool little headland that gives me panoramic views of Pebbly Beach. And I can enjoy the sunrise from this epic little vantage point. Check it out.
Well, thank goodness it is a much more beautiful morning this morning. Last night was quite the experience. We definitely missed the caravan. But anyway, this morning it is turning it on for us. Have a look at this. So good. We've got the beach here. It's almost high tide, and Station Creek at high tide is absolutely magic. So we are going to go down there, but we're thinking this morning you might be able to see there's like some white caps out in the ocean over there. The wind is starting to feather in, but this little cove behind the headland there looks super protected. And Brad had a look out there earlier this morning and reckons that that's actually reef there. So we're thinking that we'll pump up the paddleboard, paddle over, take the snorkels with us and go for a bit of a dive along there. And then by the time we do that, it should be the perfect tide to go over to Station Creek and go for a paddleboard and a swim in the creek as well. Something else that's good about Pebbly Beach too is that no matter what wind you're getting, you'll be able to find somewhere protected, because you've got this beach here that has the headlands at either end and it's like a nice little cove. But then you've also got the creek over there as well that is protected from a different direction. So we have found that when the wind's been getting up while we've been here, we actually are still able to find a really nice spot to hang out and go for a swim. So really enjoying our time here. But yeah, I think we're going to pump the paddleboard up now and go for a little dive.
Good one? What are you doing, mate?
I was trying to not make you fall off when I got on, but it's not working. Okay, ready?
Yep. creek and have a look.
Oh. Another campground near here, Station Creek. So we've paddleboarded to Station Creek campground. So we're gonna go check this out. So pretty.
Not my style. Hello, Patsy.
Hello.
Are we going to stay here another night or are we going to leave?
I think we're gonna can it, guys. We're meant to leave tomorrow morning at like 5 a.m. So we figure we might as well leave the Savo at 6 p.m. when it's low tide and it's raining and another storm's coming in, so we're all packed up.
I'm not going to do another wet night in this swag, unfortunately.
No, we managed to drive out this morning in the sun. Now the rain's come again, so we're just...
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It was like right there.
Holy cow! I don't even know where to stand.
I think we're in a lightning storm.
Well, that would have to be one of the craziest things I've caught on camera, but we've definitely made the right decision waiting for low tide. We had a fair bit of rain come through and we were glad to be packed up and getting out of here. Alright, well there she is, Pebbly Beach, done and dusted again. A slow crossing.
Yeah, it's about 6 p.m. at night, so we had to wait this late for low tide, but that's all part of it. We had so much fun here, and a huge thanks to eBay as well for helping us get all those upgrades done on the cruiser. We'll link all the upgrades that we did in the description below so you can check out all those products yourself from eBay.
100%. Alright, we're going to head north from here and pick up our new van, so stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to be very exciting, and yeah, be good and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!
See ya!
It's coming. Yeah. So